悪いな、クリムジョ。
Yo, what's going on, people? Daniel here from the AK Mindset, bringing you episode 18 of the AK Mindset podcast. And I'm here today with Ed. Say hello to the people, Ed.
Yo, what's up? Back again for interesting topics. As always, glad to be here.
Yes. And today we're coming with two topics today. We're talking about the Crunchyroll Awards because they just released their nominations, and we're also going to be talking about a little One Piece because we haven't actually talked about One Piece on the podcast for a while now. And there's been a bit of discourse or I guess anger at the current arc Wano. So I thought it's a good opportunity to talk about what we think of the arc so far, and then if the complaints are complaints or nitpicks or if they're valid. So yeah, we'll start with the Crunchyroll nominations. So what I wanted to ask you, Ed, is what do you think of the nominations?
I think the nominations is literally how we feel every year. I feel like they really need more what's what I'm looking for, like more animes in them, because it's normally just the same animes. Like for anime of the year is basically most popular, like the niche animes don't get the shine. And it is niche, doesn't mean they're gonna win, but at least it shows that I like going through the board. And because there's so many animes that got missed out in like some of the rankings, and some just get repeated every time. It's like, I love Jujutsu Kaisen, don't get me wrong, but it's like really almost every single thing except it's like specific ones, like what drama or something, Jujutsu Kaisen is there, or Attack on Titan is there. Like we need more animes to get more shine, basically. But apart from that, I mean, what you expect to be there is there, so you can't really complain too much.
Yeah, I agree with you, because when I first saw them, I saw the first nominees for like anime of the year. I think that's the first one that comes up, and I was like, okay, it's what you would expect. But then when I was going through the other categories, that's when I was thinking they're repeating the same shows, which for me doesn't really make sense, because some of the shows that you're just repeating, you could have easily replaced with another show, because a lot of different series aired last year. So for you to just select from like the same basket is very strange. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a popularity contest, and it's just something fun to talk about. It's not something that we take that seriously, you know.
Yeah. I mean, and it's expected. It's one thing we want them to get better at, but it's not like a surprise. Like, what? Why would they do that? It's like, we expect Crunchyroll to do that kind of thing. So, but that is a nitpick. Like, you know what? A bit more exposure to other series that deserve to shine in certain, not overall, but in like certain like specific nominations. Like, it's the same thing, literally repeated every time. It's like the same four names. Like, really. Of course, Jujutsu Kaisen's gonna be there. Of course, Demon Slayer's gonna be there. Of course, Attack on Titan's gonna be there. Like, there are other animes out there. It's like, I feel like Control is really shonen centered.
I agree with
the
you.
only time other series, other genres, get shine is when it's like that's like best fantasy. Then obviously, but sometimes even shonen gets like drawn into that. Like if the shonen is a bit more fantasy, or like best romance is like, and you get parents from like. You get parents like a shonen like that. They didn't even focus on romance like that in that show. There's so many other shows who did romance better, but it will never get that shine. So yeah.
So what I thought we could do is just go through like a few of the categories and just think like if you have like a suggestion of what could have been nominated instead of the shows that were on there. So obviously we have anime, or we could just say what we would have preferred. I guess that's the same thing with what I just said. But yeah, so for anime of the year, they had 86 by A1, Attack on Titan Part 1, Jujutsu Kaisen the second course, so that's from Goodwill to the hidden, I don't think, no, it's not Hidden Inventory, but you know the one with Choso's brothers.
Yeah, yeah.
Then we have Odd Taxi, Ranking of the Kings, and Sonny Boy. So I think for me, I believe Odd Taxi should be there.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I think that's, and Attack on Titan, yeah, that deserves to be there as well. But the rest of them, yeah, I'd probably switch them up because I like Ranking of the Kings, but I feel there were other shows that I had last year that I preferred, like Fruits Baskets. I know I'm biased in that regard, but I do feel that should have been put in for Anime of the Year nomination, because especially when you think about how when it finished, it went, I think it was number 1 on my anime list, wasn't it? Or maybe I'm misremembering. So that shows how popular it was. So and it was really good. And then what other show? I think what were you gonna say?
I agree with the Fruits Basket. Obviously, I haven't caught up. I'm still like in a few first episodes of the first season. But like you said, the way it was received by the fans who watched it showed like, okay, this is a really good show, which means like it deserves a nomination. I'm not the one to say if it wins or not, but it deserves a nomination. And Jujutsu Kaisen, I love Jujutsu Kaisen, and that's probably that was my favorite anime. That's just based on my enjoyment personally. But like, I love how of a season is what got more nation rather than like other shows who like fully aired in a year. So it's a bit weird, but yeah, it showing rules everything in it.
It is. What's an interesting category? Best fight scene. So Jujutsu Kaisen got 2 nominations for this one, and then we have one from Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. I don't think either of us watched that one. So, and then Boruto got a nomination, and then Attack on Titan got one as well, and Vivi. I don't know. To be honest, fight-wise, I don't really remember many shows, so I don't think I have much problems with that category.
Yeah. Eren Yeager versus the Hammer Titan wasn't really, I don't know, when it comes to like fight scene, that shouldn't be there. To be fair, then again, I didn't watch any other shows like that, especially for last year. I didn't watch many animes. But like, compare Eren versus the Warhammer Titan versus like Yuji and Todo versus Hanami. That's not comparable.
No, it's not.
Or Naruto versus Ishiki. Even the Vivi versus, I saw that on YouTube, the Vivi versus Yugo, that was a great fight. And I love, obviously, Attack on Titan. Like, sometimes it's my favorite, sometimes it's my second favorite anime of all time, but that should not be there. I'm very sorry.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know
what other anime is gonna like do that, because I didn't watch, so that's why I can't say much. But that's like the weakest link compared to every other thing.
No, I do agree. I mean, maybe it's just CGI bias, but it wasn't that crazy fight-wise, if I'm being honest. But
no.
Yeah, man.
I'm not saying it's bad, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But compared to the other nominations, yeah.
Yeah. Found another interesting one. So, best antagonist: Eren Yeager, Tomoro Shigaraki, Yano from Odd Taxi, Echidna, Adam from Skate the Infinity, and Kisaki. Again, it's my Fruits Basket's bias, but the main antagonist from Fruits Basket should have been on here. Shigaraki, I mean,
he's always gonna be there, innit?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't really. He wasn't really antagonizing last season, so we just learned more about him.
Yeah, maybe because I don't know, but it is what it is. I love how Eren is there, to be fair.
He's in the antagonist and protagonist, which is funny.
It's funny, but it's just funny because sometimes it's jokes, but sometimes I feel like Attack on Titan fans just feel like he does no wrong. Which is like, are you even following your own show anymore?
No, he definitely has done wrong.
It's like, are you following your own show? I know it's your, like, it can be your favorite character, like we're backing him, but don't be deceived that he's done. This guy is planning. Let me not even. Yeah, but
Man's a murderer. He's actually a murderer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me
Yeah.
chill.
But it is what it is. But I'm happy to see. I didn't watch Skate Infinity, but I'm happy to see it get some time because I know that's not like a geo normal action anime. It's about skating, so that's
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
watched
happy
that.
about. I didn't watch it, but
It's
I'm happy.
alright. It's alright. It's the skating scenes are really cool. The other aspects were less cool, but
Was the story good though?
it was kind of frustrating because you have this. I don't want to really spoil it, but the way it goes, the MC, I guess it's my own expectation, but he didn't really live up to what I feel he could have done, and I don't feel like the way they wrote his character, I feel they kind of boxed him into this one category, and they didn't really let him shine as much as in the way that you would have wanted him to shine. But the other aspects like the skating and then like the competition, that was cool. But there was this one scene. This is the only thing I'm gonna spoil, but like so they have races and it's like on the road and stuff. Like they have to go through obstacles, and you have this guy Adam. That's the antagonist, and he's racing against this other guy called Cherry. So they're going down to the wire, and Adam pulls ahead. And do you want to know what he did?
What did he do?
He jumps off his skateboard, he picks it up, and he just smashes it on Cherry's head.
What? Sorry.
Bro, it was crazy. I was actually shocked. I was like, bro, what? And he won because the guy couldn't finish. But I was just like, bro, that's so over. It's just so over the
Did
top.
he get disqualified? What?
No, he won.
I was jokes. I don't watch it just because of that now. What?
I'm gonna send you that scene when we're finished because that scene, I was so shocked. I was actually so shocked.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a villain. What the hell? That was jokes. That's actually funny.
Yeah, that was. I'm not gonna lie. That was really wild.
I can imagine you watching it. You're like, wait, what? What just happened? Crazy.
Okay, and then I think just before we wrap up, because I want to get into this One Piece talk, but best fantasy, because this is a bit controversial. Not the choices, but the fact that I think this series wasn't mentioned in a lot of the other categories. So we had Mushoku Tensei Core 1, so just the first half of the season. Ranking of the Kings, Slime Season 2, Vanitas, To Your Eternity, Wonder Egg Priority. So I mean, I don't really have any problems with that, but I find it interesting that this is the only category that they put Mushoku Tensei, because I think you could argue for best animation and best fight scene, and very possibly anime of the year if it didn't have those questionable aspects. So.
Yeah, even with the questionable aspect, it should have been there. There's so many in fantasy alone. Think about it. Why is To Your Eternity not in Anime of the Year?
Yeah, exactly. You're right.
Think about it. Why is it not there?
I don't know, because that was a show that people really enjoyed.
I couldn't stop hearing about it literally on my timeline. I didn't watch it myself, but this is just from like what I've experienced on the timeline. I was on Twitter heavy this year. Last year I didn't come off it, and To Your Eternity was like people were shouting about it even.
Pink
TikToks
blood,
like you need to watch it, everything. Even Slime. I was like, what? I was surprised, but fantasy is low-key underrated. And they have really, really good shows.
I agree with you. I like, let me look at it again. Yeah, I did enjoy all of them, although To Your Eternity, I wasn't as high on, but the other ones, I mean, Wonder Egg Priority, I think you know how I feel about that show. I mean, I do like it, but yeah, it's, what it was and what it ended up being are just antonyms, but anyway, I think...
Oh yeah, I think it might be my bias of like watching Slime recently, but I'm surprised that don't get nominated at least for Anime of the Year.
I think the argument is that, at least for they both halves air, but I think what I remember is like the first half, of the season. You know, before he goes to the conference with all the other people. Or actually, no, both halves aired, didn't it? You know, when like the big thing happens and he becomes that, and then when he gets his revenge, right?
Yeah.
Okay, no, I don't understand then. Yeah, it should be there. It should be there because both halves were great.
It's about 2021, literally.
Yeah, yeah, that's a bit
That's what I
weird.
was confused personally, because as a whole, part 1 and part 2, that was I mean, it was the first show after like how many years I've actually sat down binged, like, because I got up to like episode 4 for season 1 before I stopped. But when I started again, I literally watched from the start again so I can remember stuff. I binged season 1, season 2, part 1 and 2, everything in like a week.
Wow. Damn.
So it's one of the shows that I binge watched like properly. Like my wish for this year was to watch more anime, and I think I'm already doing good.
Yeah.
So
well done.
it's crazy to me that it didn't, but it is what it is. Then Jobless Incarnation, I mean, people were enjoying it, man. So I'm surprised that this is the only really one you got. But yeah, those are my 2 picks to be fair, because I didn't watch Pure Eternity. And Ranking of Kings, I love that show. I enjoyed it. But when it comes to like content and animation and stuff, I don't think it really compares to Slime or Jobless.
Yeah, I think I'm not gonna lie to you. I think people are overhyping it. I
It's
think
gone to that point of overhype. Yeah, I agree.
they're just I don't know. You know what? We'll just leave that because
This is coming from someone that like put in like about what with a 100 mention on my top 5, but still, I think it's getting to the leagues of like overhyping it. It's good, but if the way people are talking about it, you think it's like the greatest thing ever. But
they're just doing too much.
It's getting shine, and it's a great character. I'm happy, but hopefully they don't do too much that people start getting turned off from it. That's what I wish.
Same. But yes, that was the little Crunchyroll award section, and we might do an episode talking about the results from the awards, because I think last year we did it, and then the year before that we did it, so it's kind of like a annual thing on the podcast. But yes, we're now talking about One Piece, Wano. A lot of the reason why we're talking about this is because recently there's been a lot of people coming out saying that Wano isn't great and Wano is good, and then it's just a lot of debates in the community. So I thought it'd be good for us to talk about, because Ed's a big One Piece fan, and I'm an alright One Piece fan. So yeah,
right. A knowledgeable One Piece fan.
Yes,
knowledgeable One Piece fan. You know what's going on.
Yeah, we're in the community. So I guess what I want to ask you first, Ed, is okay, what do you think about Wano so far? Are you enjoying it? Are you hating it? But I think you're liking it at the moment, so
yeah, I'm liking it, man. I think once I stripped away that expectation of like listening to whether it's his editor or Oden himself about it being like what he said about it being like it should be comparable to Marineford or something. It's gonna be better. Once I stripped, like I can't even think about it anymore. Literally what he said, because I just like, you know what, let me enjoy it for what it is and just get each chapter like as it's coming. I'm not even talking about the anime now, because I feel like the anime is a lot better than the manga. But for the manga, strictly speaking about the manga, I'm enjoying it, man. I'm liking it. Characters are getting shine. My only problem really is how quickly the fights seem to end. But that's my only like nitpick. I can't lie to you. But I can also understand like the other side of people like, actually, you know what? It's been a bit disappointing to me, because I felt they expected so much from it and they're not really getting what they expected. But personally, I'm enjoying it. I won't say it's the best. I won't lie to you and say it's the best I've ever felt reading One Piece, because it's not. I mean, Marineford is going to be hard to top that no matter what. And it's Lobby, 7. So those are like top tier acts. Even people are going to rinse me from this, but Trailer Back, I enjoyed that thoroughly. For some reason, the comedy, the action, everything that was me. And because I binged it as well, I didn't watch it week to week or read it week to week. But I love those kind of arcs, and this is good, but I don't think it's like top 3 arcs of all time. But people are shouting like, Wano is the best, it's the best. It's like, chill, you know, it's good, don't get me wrong, but there's some things that are like questionable. But then again, once we read like when it finishes and we read it, it might change. But for now, it's if I should give it a ranking, I give it like an 8 out of 10 as a arc. Not amazing, but good, really good. That's me. What about you?
Wano's a mixed bag because Act 1, I really enjoyed Act 1. I think Act 1 was I really think it was good. I liked how we had this Luffy on his own and then you meet Zoro again. There's them two. You kind of have that old school dynamic between them two, and they are venturing through Bakura Town and stuff like that. And then we get to that climax where he fights Kaido for the first time and he loses, and that was crazy. And then we had that little transition. Then Act 2 wasn't as great, if I'm being honest. I think the prison stuff, I know everyone says it, but it was dragging. And then there was this one chapter. This one chapter with Frankie running around for half the chapter, and I'm just thinking, what are you doing, Oda? This is just a waste. And then the amnesia thing. I mean, I didn't really offend me, to be honest. I don't really care, but I can understand why people are upset. But
it offended me as a big mom fanboy. I was angry. That was like one of the first time, like one of the first times, because One Piece gives like extreme reactions and emotions. Really happy or really. I was like, oh, what are you doing? Oh. Because I knew what the timeline was going to be like. They're going to shit on Big Mom so much. I'm like, why would you even think about it, man? There's so many other ways. You're like a competent enough writer, like one of the GOATs, to do this better. And that was what pissed me off. It's like, it wasn't really like the fact you got amnesia. It's like, you could have done this so much better. You could have done it so much better, man. And it was just then hand chopper. And I was like, I'm not comfortable with this, man. This is a young girl we're talking about. She's acting like a child. We're hanging out with a chopper. I was like, yeah, it was a miss for me personally. That was like one of the lows, heavy lows for me. And people talk about it a lot, but yeah, there's a reason people talk about it a lot. It was trash. I'm sorry.
It was, and then what's it? We had that really. As you said, talking about the lows, we had a high point with the execution of Yasue. That was good.
I liked it.
All of those chapters were really enjoyable, and then we had.
Smiles, the whole thing about I was like, damn, that hit me in the feels. Like, and it's been a long time I was hit by One Piece. It was like, oh, okay. That's Toko like laughing. Oh yeah, it's like yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah, I agree. Then we had just at the end of the prison stuff when Queen had left, I really enjoyed the chapter where Luffy gets hit by the poison, and then he says he had this line, and I really liked what he said there. I forgot what he said. But like he kind of points at the people, and he's like encouraging them to take charge instead of being prisoners, because they've been in the prison for so long they lost their will. And that was one of those moments where I believe where you kind of see the charisma of Luffy, and he's showing his positive aspects. And then I think before, just after Queen left, when the chapter ends and he's just like, oh yeah, I've always been free. I like that panel a lot, or page.
Yeah.
So that was Act 2. It was alright. It was a mixed bag. It started Act 3. Because Act 3 is so long, it's kind of hard to, I guess, judge it, because you can't really judge it using the same standards as the previous arcs. So I'll try to do it in segments. So the Oden flashback, everything about Oden was not good, but everything outside of Wano was cool. You can argue with me all you want. When he came back and he was twerking in the streets for 5 years, stupid. That's still dumb to me, bro. It's dumb. It's dumb. It made
Oden, I can see the anger, but Oden could have been like one of my favorite characters of all time, like in One Piece. Like, but that I love Oden, so I defend him a lot. But looking back, I'm like, damn. Or the why? Is the why question coming again with the same that happened with Big Mom and this? Like, Oden was strong, fam. He was OP. There was no reason for him to be doing step up 3 in the streets. No reason. Why was he belly dancing in the streets? I don't understand. For 5 years.
They tried to say, oh yeah, because they had people hostage. Bro, listen, I'm not hearing it, because people die when you go to war. So you might as well have beefed him then, and you would have saved the country. Okay, some people died. Rest in peace to them. We honor them. But bro, talking in the streets for 5 years, because the thing is, you ended up fighting him anyway. All you did, yeah, okay, you may have saved some people, but at the end of the day, you still fought him, and then because you waited so long, Kaido was able to amass enough forces to put you down. So, in the end, it doesn't make sense.
Anyway, people still, because we went to war and people will still die. So this whole thing, and people just do it, man. You're strong enough. I mean, what annoyed me more is he didn't even explain to anyone. He was just twerking in the streets, fam.
Yeah, that was.
Odin he's not the smartest character, so he needed to tell someone, just like, you know what, they're gonna be like highs and lows of this, like, you know, people are gonna die, but it has to be done. Because people argue with me every time, but Odin was just as strong as Kaido, and you have other people there, Denjiro, and literally just attack. But you basically, I felt in that 5-year gap, Kaido literally got stronger as a person. And because I'm sure he was off doing like Yonko stuff in that time as well, as a person, as well as getting the armies needed to like wash Odin in a battle with everyone. So you literally let him beat up the forces, and he took you for a fool.
Yep.
I was defending it before, but like, you know what? People will say like, oh, it's not the characters or how it's written. Like same thing with Sakura. Like it's still the character. I don't care whether it's the author's fault, but as a character, Odin went from like a 10 out of 10 and reduced himself to like a 7.
Yeah, that's even me talking about the end of fashion. Even if I go to the beginning, yeah. First of all, the scabbards. We're supposed to care about the scabbards, right? So I'm thinking, okay, we're going to Odin, so obviously we're going to learn more about the scabbards. No, we did a speed run for all of their recruitment. They didn't. This is what annoyed me, right? Back in Act 1, they said, oh, Oden took over Kyuri, he fought Ashura Doji, and they showed the flashback of him after he beat Ashura Doji or something like that. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we go to the flashback now, and he didn't even show Shutamaru or Ashura Doji versus Oden. And I'm thinking, why did you skip? Why are you skipping it again when you've already referenced it beforehand? I would have thought if we're in the flashback, we should see what the exchange was like. None of the scabbards were treated with care, in my opinion. They didn't get any detail allotted to them, so we didn't really care about them. I really care about Kinemon, but that's because he was in Punk Hazard and the Dukes, because Zoe was a surprisingly really good arc for them. So
yeah, it was confusing. I can't lie to you, because like go through stuff and I need to do things. Why are you doing things quickly? I don't understand. That's not good enough argument for me. What? Literally, you can give each of them a chapter. That's what? How many chapters? 9? Literally, give just one person a chapter each. 9 chapters, like about 3 months or 2.5 months. Fine. At least we get connected to them. The reasoning for doing stuff like Ashura Doji. Why was he doing that? Like, we don't even. What do we know about him? He has pink hair.
He was a bandit. That was it.
He hurt Jack. Like, even when I'm impressed with him, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty cool, but I don't really care. I should be feeling that about characters that you want me to feel bad for, if that makes sense. So I was like, yeah, Scab, that's one of the things he like. I was like, what? Yeah, I was like, okay, it's his decision, but I don't understand the reason of like he needs to hurry up and speed. I was like, why? Take your time. These are characters that you want us to care about, but you're speeding through it? Nah, man. No.
Yeah, and then even just the battle with Kaido was just so severely underwhelming. It was so underwhelming. He titled the chapter Oden versus Kaido, but we didn't even see them fight. He did the total. And this is another thing, right? We go back to I think it was around 950, and he always like, oh yeah, this is Enma. This is the sword that scarred Kaido. We see it's nothing. It's not special, bro. It's not special. He could have done that with any sword.
You cracked up for a bit. Just explain it again.
I'm saying that why did they put so much emphasis on Enma in the battle versus Oden versus Kaido, when we don't really see what's special about it because he skipped the whole fight.
And I swear both of the swords like
Exactly.
as well.
Exactly.
It's 2 scars. So why is Enma being selected as don't know.
Yeah, well, let's just move on from the flashback, bro.
Whether someone's rushing him himself or like, but there were so many things we needed him to like focus on, because he literally set it up for it to get more focus. Then we get to the flashback, then you're treating it like a flash, like a, I don't even understand how to explain it.
Nah, I feel you.
To it like and you're treating it like a passing by flashback, if that makes sense. Like, there's a reason we're doing this big flashback thing about Oden, to give us the details, the scabbards, the sword, the reason why Toko, like some people's like, oh, because of mystery. There's no mystery. This is the time for you to show us the mystery, because it's a flashback.
All he knows is to ask questions.
And too much details, but this is the flashback for you to show us the mystery about the scabbard and the swords, and why like Zoro wants it so bad. Like, no, it's linked to one of your favorite characters. Like, make it, because Enma is like, cool, he has Enma, gives him a power up, okay, I guess. Fine. That's literally how I feel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about the flashback. Then I guess the next segment I want to talk about is just from I guess after the flashback to about just before the rooftop with the supernovas. So I think here was all right. It was a lot of build up, and obviously we're building up to that moment. Learning about Yamato, his son, like that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then Momo on the cross, that was a good moment, and the Toby Ropo, that was all cool.
Yeah.
And then the Scabbards versus Kaido, that was alright. That was alright. Although I feel the power creep was real, because some of them were doing things I didn't know that they could do. And also, why did he skip the Dukes versus Jack? I don't understand, but whatever, man. I don't understand.
I think that was, in this arc, that's my biggest like critique. Not even a nitpick, is a critique. Skipping unnecessary stuff. Fights we need, especially fights. Okay.
It's a war arc.
Thank you. You took the words out of my mouth. Well, it's a war. I want to see fights. What? Why are you skipping? I mean, we've been waiting for Jack to do something, because even when he fought with the Dukes before, it was like a flashback thing.
Yep.
You only see him go crazy. But now you've set up a pest for yourself. You set it up for yourself, then still skipped it? Make it make sense.
It doesn't, because I don't understand how you can set up this plot line where the Dukes were like, oh yeah, when the full moon's out, we're gonna get it back, bruv. We're gonna get it back. But we didn't see them get it back. They defeated him, but we didn't see it. So for me, I didn't care. Oda doesn't like Jack. He disrespects him at every instance, honestly, because the way Jack was treated, it's not right. It's not right at all. But, and then if I talk about Sanji, bro, oh my days. Listen, that's even in the next portion, but I started seeing the glimpses, because that was bad what he did with Sanji. I don't care. I'm gonna let you talk about the next bit, because this last bit with Sanji, because people are like, oh yeah, he's the best written in this bit. But for me, I don't care. What he did with Sanji was one of the worst experiences I've had reading One Piece. Wow. Because this is an issue I've had ongoing since the post-time skip. The way he uses Sanji to this hype up of the characters, doesn't portray him right, overuses his gag, makes him into this pervy monster, which I didn't even talk about how he went into the bathhouse and he was spying on women. I don't like that. That's not the Sanji those aren't the aspects I don't like seeing emphasized, because back in the pre-time skip, I feel, or he was more of a gentleman, but then he started to turn up the more, Master Roshi kind of perverseness, and I don't really like that. I don't like those types of characters. So for me to be seeing that in Sanji being turned up to like 100, I hated that. And then we have him spying on Nami, that was disgusting. And then Black Maria, bruv, oh my day, she was beating him up. Man said, I can't use Haki because I'll hurt her. Then he said, then he was screaming out, and I'm just like, why does he like using Sanji in these embarrassing situations? Why is it always him? Because you already know how people are gonna react, and it's just the way everyone starts laughing and clowning him. I remember when I was reading Whole Cake, when Sanji cried, people were making fun of him. All I saw was Lanchi.
The memes were crazy, but nah, I feel you, man. I'm a Sanji fan. I love Zoro more, but I'm a Sanji fan. I was just like, I'm tired, man. I was got to the point like, just skip it. Yeah, okay. Let's get to next. Let's go talk to other characters, because it's clear Oden doesn't want to do anything actually interesting with this character. Okay, he doesn't want to do anything interesting with this character because there are rough, pervy characters everywhere. I mean, look at a good character is Jiraiya. Jiraiya had his bits. When it's time to get Jiraiya did this thing, fam. That was a legendary character, but he made him like a worse version of Meliodas, and that's saying a lot.
Oof.
Literally, think about it. When it comes to pervy characters, the worst of the worst: Sanji, Mr. Roshi, and Meliodas. Because most of the time, half the time, it's just unneeded.
That's the thing.
Okay, honestly, especially with Meliodas. Like, why? Why? That's the question. Why? This is not needed. Then Sanji's own version is even worse because, like, now he's being useless. Because now it's just bringing all the characters struggle. Now Robin has to save him.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like,
if you wanted Robin to come in, why can't you use an alternative means? Obviously, you want to show, he's grown, he wants to ask people for help, so we have to see him get slapped up for half the chapter and scream. I don't know. I wasn't a fan. Sorry, man.
The excuse of he doesn't. You can escape. Sanji could have escaped that thing. Am I lying?
He could have. He had the raid suit at that point. He could have just used the raid suit, but no, he didn't want to use it.
Even without the raid suit, Daniel, he could have, man. This man is beaten. He is pamming a third commander. He can escape that, no problem, and like escape, find Robin, even bring her back if you want to. And say, no, take over for me. You can help me. He doesn't need to stand there and be being punched in the face by knuckle dusters. Literally, I was like, what is going on, fam? What is this?
It was painful.
He did it, but I was like, yikes. I do not want to be a Sanji fanboy right now because I know you guys will be like, put on a brave face and be like, still, but I wouldn't even be arguing for Sanji on the timeline. Zoro's better? Yeah, okay. what am I going to say? Because what I'm saying is like, wow, really? Zoro's doing his thing in Apu and stuff, and
Exactly.
He's getting pammed by Blackbird.
He knows what he's doing because Zoro cuts down Apu, and then Sanji's out here getting beaten up, getting chased down by Black Maria and her goons in the same chapter. Or it might have been the chapter after, I don't care, but it was terrible. And then, like, I guess he did his thing against Queen, but for me, I don't forget, bro. That was unnecessary, and I'll always remember that. Because he did it in Whole Cake too. I won't go on that run, because I'll be talking for like 10 minutes. But yeah, what about you, Ed?
Sanji's character could have, I feel like he could have, so much potential. Like, people have been saying it, like, especially like Brago says it, like, if Oda wanted, Sanji can have the same amount of popularity, probably even more than Zoro does.
Yeah.
He has the blueprint. A suave, classy, cool guy with a probably superior fighting style. It's really cool to look at, kind of like when it comes to animation. But instead of focusing on that, you're focusing the over the top perviness. And like how he drags them back is unneeded. That's my opinion. Very needed, but yeah, man. It's annoying that kind of overshines like all the good stuff, because there's some good stuff in this section, but like just like I'm scratching my head like, what? Why? Then Big Mom is the same. It's the same. Big Mom got it dirty as well. I love my Frankie. I love my Brooke, but what they did to her, I was like, huh? And Robin as well, writing that down.
I'm Jim Bay.
No, you can't. Can you imagine? I don't know what you think of. I'm not stronger than Yonkos or whatever. But imagine Akainu going through that.
That wouldn't happen, bruv. It's impossible.
Yeah. Blackbeard even, he has the perfect thing for that because of how it takes physical damage. Imagine that happening. You can't. Talking to Kaido, Shanks, Kizaru, Fujitora, these are all top tier characters in the same lane as her. She's probably higher than some of them. But that way, you can't, Mihawk, you can't think about that. Never. But Big Mom, yeah. Yeah. We can ride a bicycle on her face.
It's amazing, you know. It's actually amazing that he got away with it. He just uses Big Mom as convenience to either move the plot forward or to just get out of situations where he feels like he can't rationally write a suitable excuse. Like, why do you need Frankie to ride on her face and Big Mom Jinbei to shoulder throw her in that situation?
I feel like he's in that kind of like lack of confidence like Kishimoto had when like he killed Madara for no reason. Like, you're a good enough, right? Like, I don't know whether you believe or not, but you're good enough like mangaka to write like a perfect situation for that to happen. You can literally have all of them join together, like team up. But this wasn't a team up. This was like, let me take my turn and embarrass Big Mom. That's what it was. It was not a team up. You can write into a team up like, okay, all of them together, Jinbei, Robin, Frankie, Brooke, all of them together like teamed up and like held her back without embarrassing her, even because she's a young girl, for God's sake. This woman is hacks. Even think about Big Mom is overpowered, but yet she finds herself in this stupid situations, man. I think it's lack of confidence, honestly. I feel like it feels like, I've written myself into a corner. I don't think they can get. Yes, they can. Even if it's just running away.
Yeah, it's a war situation. Just get someone to. If Marco was there, no, he could have just come in and be like, "Oh yeah, I'll take care of her," because they ended up like talking anyway.
That's like he keeps saying, for Big Mom Sanji, there's so many better ways to write that situation. And I don't know whether he went for gag because it wasn't funny to me. I don't know, it was funny to you. He went for gag or he just wasn't confident enough to write like all the stuff. I was just confused. I was like, yeah, let's just get through this. I don't feel that about my series, man. I just feel like, let's skip, not skip, but like let's read this and let's move on to the better bits. Because why? Unneeded. Kaido was doing. That's why it's annoying me. Because another Yonko is there, literally in the same arc, doing crazy stuff. This one's going. He's been jumped and is still going strong. But Big Mom back to the face. She gets thrown off the. I was like, oh God, yeah.
And then what's it? I guess we had obviously the peak of this arc. I think most people would agree would be the Supernova versus the Big Mom and Kaido. That was. I don't understand why Oda doesn't do those kind of situations more often, because everyone really enjoyed those chapters.
Roof piece, baby, roof piece.
That was amazing. It was there was no flaws in those chapters, in my opinion.
That's what annoys me more, because you know Oda can do it. That's the thing. He has the ability to do crazy stuff. And like really good writing, which is very like little plot holes. You have my nitpicks down there, but this is good. Then why are we putting Sanji through that? Why are you putting Big Mom through that? You can write characters, because even on the rooftop, Big Mom was doing crazy things. Well written. She's making new abilities on the fly. She's making new homies on the fly. She's doing crazy stuff. But she couldn't do that when she was facing Frankie.
Apparently not, bro. Yeah, because I think I really enjoyed how, you know, Law, Kid and Luffy, they were interacting, the competition between those two. How I think Luffy said one time, oh yeah, I'm not gonna dodge this, and then the other two copied him because they didn't want to look weaker. And just those scenes that kind of remind you, oh yeah, Luffy does have rivals. It's not just, you know, he's not just the only one competing for Pirate King. The other people are interested, but yeah, we don't really see that often. And I know some people have some misgivings with Kid, and I guess he didn't perform to their standards. I was just, you know, doing body slams and all them things.
always make me crease, man. I don't understand. I was like, you can be more creative than this. That's why people still think that kid has like a second awakening kind of thing.
The second one.
Like, why? No, this is it. Oda just doesn't know how to write magnetism and metals properly, I guess. Because he should be Magneto, literally, and he's getting body slam. He's making mechas to body slam people with what?
Yeah.
Which is confusing because the same mangaka, same Oda, is writing Law.
Yeah.
And it's Devil Fruit, which is crazy. It's the same person. That's so niche and like well thought out that you have Kid. I was like, what? Even people without like Devil Fruit have Zoro and everything. Finally get like Ashura and stuff like that. But Kid, no. Even Killer. That's how mad it is. Killer had a better shine in my opinion.
Yeah, he did.
In Roof Piece, as we call it, he did better. I'm sorry. But yeah. Let's let's give people the shine because Law, I think that was my most. I expect Luffy to do stuff now. Actor, I can obviously Oda loves him, but Law was impressive, man. That's a person you need in a battlefield because he is impressive. I can't lie to you.
He's a top supporter because he was really doing his thing, like switching people out, moving them, manipulating how the people are situated on the battlefield. I think he was, as you said, one of the best people when we were on the roof. So
when the folks like, you know what, we need to take him out first because this is getting ridiculous. That's how you know you're good. That's how you know you're good.
Agreed. I guess 10-10. Although we did have Zoro when he blocked the dual attack, that was cool. That was a cool moment as well.
I mean, which is so crazy to me. Like, you know, he was going through that, and Sanji was going through that. That's crazy. The chapters were not that far apart when this happened, by the way.
Yeah, it was like 5 chapters after.
I was like, I was happy, but back in my mind, that's why I know, like, okay, I'm feeling bad for Sanji. And I was like, what? This man blocked a dual attack from 2 Yonkos. Before this happened, in my head, even though it was like for a few seconds, in my head, nobody is surviving that except your name's like an Admiral or a Yonko themselves. Nobody else is surviving that. And this man blocks it. Then he's back fighting a second commander later. A first division commander actually later.
With the help of a miracle joke.
But I was like, what? Even though that's a bit iffy for me, but still, he's still fighting somebody else after that. Do you know how crazy that is? Zoro got like the shine he got in this arc. Even though it's not really the shine I wanted him to get in that sense, because I wanted him to like more with samurai and stuff like that. But still, Zoro was shining.
He was glistening. Boy, the Ashura did his thing there, and Luffy with the Conqueror's coating. That was cool as well.
So I kind of read was on Ragnarok. I was like, yeah, beautiful. And Zoro actually scared a Yonko.
He did.
Yeah. Like, yeah, watch out, fam. I was like, okay, do your thing.
Okay, so what do you think about the Toby Ropo fights? That's one of the things people are having problems with, or the Flying Six. Use the English term.
I don't know. I think Oda was trying to like show how strong the straw arts are, but at the same time, he hyped up the Toby Ropo because I expected it to be more like the Ents Lobby with the I forgot what they're called, but them
CP9.
CP9. That's what I expected it to be like. That kind of like fighting, like, you know, we go through each and every one of them. You know, obviously, sure, I'd still win, but some of them were like easy, like not even chapters. These are like panels, and they're winning. I'm like, huh? Okay. Really? The Toby Ropo I've been shouting about. I mean, think about it. OT is the only one I was impressed by.
I agree. She was the most impressive by far, easily.
And I didn't even put on like in the top 3 strongest. Who's who? Okay, Jinbei pammed them easily. I'm saying all of this fights were low diff. It was not even mid diff.
Yeah, who's just a racist, bruv. And then he did his thing about the sun god with Nico. That was, yeah.
He pammed deservedly because I was like, okay, I like this character. Who's who? Then he was racist. So I was like, okay, what? Really? What kind of like for someone to be that strong, I feel like strong people should be racist, honestly, because you can tell, like, okay, these people are like, there's Jinbei, there's other characters, Fisher Tiger, but you think you're better than them and still get panned on them. Crazy things, but it is what it is. But who's who? What's his name? The
Sasuke.
freshman guy.
Oh, Sasuke, that fight was terrible. I'm not gonna lie to you, that was actually terrible. When he did the triceracopter thing, I was just thinking, you can't be serious, bro. It's dumb. That was dumb.
I was like, what? This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
I understand he can take liberties, but that was too far for me. I'm not gonna lie.
I was like, what? I mean, his weapon was cool, but when it's like flying, I was like, and he's telling me like, oh, this is how dinosaurs do things. I'm like, I know you're lying. What do you mean? Is this how? And Frankie's like, what? Really? I was like, oh, stop it, Frankie. Stop. What's going on? What's going on? And this man, even like that, he was still using the subordinates to fight as well. I still got canned. I was like, what? What? It was so disappointing, man. It was so disappointing. Yeah. Toby Repo, that's a valid complaint. Yeah. Because they didn't live up to the hype. Because remember when, like, before this, we saw them, they were talking, I was like, yo, this man are strong, fam. Look at the aura around them. This man are strong. And they wanted to fight King and Queen. This man wanted to fight King and Queen.
Yeah, he didn't have the facilities to take on King or Queen. He's, if he's getting taken out that quickly by Jinbei as well, because Jinbei didn't even do anything that crazy. He hit him with the special move, but I don't think like Jinbei was pushed that hard.
And beat him. I was like, what? And you want to fight? Can you even beat Jack? Like, get that Oden clearly hates. Talking to King and Queen.
He might. Nah. Well,
Oden hates Jack.
Yeah, Jack was not respected at all.
And he still win.
Yeah.
Because Huzu was just like, what? Sasuke was like, what? Huh? Okay. I'm forever confused about Drake and Apu and Hawkins, them lot there. I was like, what's going on, man? What's your plan? Hopefully he comes back, because it was like, Hawkins has been away for how long that he comes back and he gets Pama Killer. Okay.
What did you think about that fight then? I think it was interesting, and then it wasn't interesting because of how it ended, you know.
No, Hawkins was stupid, and he's not a stupid character. You know, Kid, you had an alliance with him at one point.
This is the thing.
No, that the arms. I was like, what? I knew how I was gonna get defeated already when that happened. I was like, how do you not know that Kid doesn't have that arm, fam? What are you? Oh.
Yeah, that didn't make sense to me. I was like, if you were in an alliance with him, I know it wasn't for that long, but you're telling me that you didn't know that his left arm was gone.
These are pirates, man. They're in the same, like, the Once Generations. They should know everything about each other because they're trying to fight to be the next Yonkos or the next Pirate King. And you don't know. Like, it's like not knowing Luffy has a rubber devil fruit. It's like not knowing Zoro only has, like, you think Zoro only has 2 swords instead of 3.
Yeah.
Thinking doesn't hit women, like hits women. That's the things you know. It's like specific character traits as you're like in the same like Watch Generation. You should know, like, okay, if I should come against this person and fight, I know, okay, Kid lost his arm to Shanks. This happens. Killer has a mask on. This has a that. This has a that. Law has a Hack's devil fruit. Let's know, like, go, like, you should know this and set up a plan. But you fight his own subordinate that knows his captain. It's like, oh my god, I was like, okay, that was stupid. I love Hawkins as well, but I was like, yeah, okay, that was stupid.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool for Killer, but for Hawkins, it made him look really. It didn't make him look good at all. It made him look terrible, because especially when you think he was one of the people who's more cerebral as well. And he kept the last doll in the arm that got taken. Out of all the places, that was mad convenient. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, stupid
or convenient. But I can't lie. The rest of the Watch Generation, If your name is not Luffy, Law, Kid, Zoro, and Killer, I don't care about you, honestly. Bunny, let's see what happens with her. But to be fair, saying that, Apu, I've been liking him. He's a survivor.
That guy he's slimy, man. He's slimy. I don't know.
He's a rat, but he knows what to do. He's all smart. He's like smart. Like, you know what? It's time to dip. Or it's like, you know what? Let me use this. He knows how to survive. He's a survivor.
Oh, that's facts.
Because they guessed this devil power so easily. It's like, oh, I expected to be so much more overpowered, but it's like, you know what? Cover your ears. Do you know the way I laughed at that, Daniel?
Oh, the how it's linear, and then like you just cover. Yeah, that ear thing is just okay. I mean, it's fair enough though. It's Sam, so.
It's sad, but it's like, you know what? Just cover your ears, man. You good? Oh, I pay, man. He did him dirty, but he's fun. When he's on screen, I laugh, so I don't mind him too much. But yeah, the Watch Generations, I'm sorry. Yeah. It's only the top 3 captains and the like support thing. Put Sanji in there now, actually.
I mean, he's beating most of them. He's beating most of them, apart from like Zoro, Kid, and Law. He's beating all of them.
All of them, man. That's the fight I want to see, to be fair. Killer versus Sanji. I think Sanji wins, but still.
I think Sanji wins definitely now since he just beat Queen.
Queen, yeah, that was good. Without Raid 2, thank you. I didn't want him to use Raid 2. But that's what I was like, why did you even give him the Raid 2 in the first place? That was my question in the whole thing. But hey.
Okay. I think this is the one thing I wanted to talk about because of Wano. What did you think about the Kiku and the Kanjuro and the Kinemon revival?
I expected it, honestly. And that's a disappointing statement. Like, oh, okay. The Kinemon one was I was like, I was just laughing. I was like, I expected it, but I didn't expect it to be this. You're insulting your readers now. He said, oh yeah, because a little concept of half before. The stitching hasn't fully healed. And I was like, what? You're calling me stupid, Oda. That's what you're telling me right now. You're telling me I don't have common sense. Because what is that? Characters just need to die, man. Characters need to die. It's war. There's only the bad people that are dying. We need people like for it to like hit the feels. Especially Kinemon, the only scabber to care about. You're not gonna kill him. Even Kiku when we started slowly caring about her more because of what's his name? Because of her brother.
Izo.
It's like, come on, this is a perfect no. Yeah, I was like, okay. The Kanjuro, that's the one I know. It's like, what? Why? What was the need for him to come back? Except for like giving us like a time frame, like, oh, quick before it blows up the whole island. That's what I used them for. There was no need for that man to come back to life.
Nah, that was just funny. Because of the chapter with Kinemon and Kanjuro and Kiku, that was just funny to begin with because Kiku getting stabbed by Kanjuro. She's a clown, bro, honestly. It's so funny. She said to Kinemon, not 2 chapters before, let me have Kanjuro. As she knew that he can do the disguise thing, she said to Shinobu, it's not Oden, it's Kanjuro. As she still let himself get stabbed. It's so it's very strange, bro. It's very strange.
She's confusing. I was like, what? Surely you want to kill him even more for disrespecting your guy like that. But you just, I was like, okay, I don't need this, man. I was like, okay.
At least defend yourself. That's all I ask. At least defend yourself. Don't let yourself just get stabbed like that. Come on, man.
He's a competent fighter, man. That's the problem.
And you already fought him before anyway. You fought him when you were downstairs or something, just outside the palace. So I don't, whatever, man. And then Kaido conveniently stabs Kinemon in the one place where he will survive. That's funny.
I feel like people need to start getting their head cut off. But even that, because Orochi came back.
Exactly.
But still, it's like, I don't know, death. I don't want him to kill anyone anymore. I think that would be better than him pretending he killed people and come back. Because now, the fear of God is in my heart. Because if Pedro shows up
Oh,
In
please
this
let him
cover
show up.
story-
Please, I need him back. If he comes back,
In this-
it's 10 out of 10.
In this cover story, if he show, do you know that's the first thing that came to my mind? Oh no, I don't even want to cover. So if they see him floating on the water, even though this man has a devil fruit, and they see him in the water and the sea, I was like, no, who's that? Well, I remember it's Pedro. I'm bringing him back to life. I'm taking a break from One Piece because I can't quit One Piece. Let's be honest, but I'm taking a break from One Piece, man, because I was like, what?
I'm gonna laugh
This
so
man-
hard if he comes back. Honestly, if he comes
Like I
back,
said,
oh my days.
his white bed is gonna be waiting for them in Reverie. In the what's it called, Laugh Tale.
Nah.
I was like, you thought I died? Oh, I can never die.
Nah, let Pedro come back, please.
I'm not a young boy anymore. I got a weekend. I don't have my devil fruit, but I'm still alive. And guess what? Your brother's here too, Ace. No. Because people say, oh yeah, One Piece does have death. 2 people.
Two people or
If they do come back to
flashbacks.
life, people will like quit this anime if they come back. That's the choice of death. Please.
Now after this Kinemon stuff, I'm fine. Anything can happen, to be honest.
There's no tension, Daniel. There's no tension. What am I worried about?
I don't know, Luffy might lose again, and then we'll just extend this arc for another 3 years. Okay. Well. Okay, well, that was the One Piece. Do you have any final thoughts for that little section?
Yeah, 2 things actually. Where's Denjiro? First of all, where is he?
He's out here.
I was like, okay, one of our best fighters. Where is he? I bet that makes sense because
He's probably doing something with Fiori, I reckon. Like they're doing something.
Then yeah, apart from that, shining light in all this is Yamato as well. That character's so good. Yeah, and I want them to join the crew. Don't bring Carrot anywhere close to the Stray Outs, please.
Nah, she got packed by
We didn't even
Perospero.
talk about that, how Wonder versus Perospero.
Hey, that was funny, bro. But said go eat some grass.
Perospero did nothing wrong, fam.
Nah, he
came to
did something
invade
wrong. Don't try it. Don't do that. He definitely did wrong.
He came to my own place and invaded me, and I'm fighting back, and you're complaining.
Hey, they're pirates.
Like, why are you blaming him? Why? That's my.
I mean, he calls Pedro to kill himself because if he had the ship stuck to the island or whatever, so they couldn't leave, and he also was about to suffocate Brook and Chopper. So by Pedro blowing himself up, that caused them to be released and they could actually go into the sea.
But he didn't kill Pedro though, did he? His actions cost it, but it's not him that killed him.
Yeah, no, he didn't kill Pedro. I mean, technically he did, but he
You
didn't.
killed it. It's like, no, my man blew himself up for a cause. You should be happy with that. I think he's looking for someone to blame, and the easiest person to blame is obviously Perospero because his actions cost that. But still,
Yeah.
how do you go into and still lose, man? I was like, oh, this is so disappointing. Like, one that came back for nothing. Like, why? Why never know your name? Please.
The only one that I acknowledge is the one from Fairly Odd Parents, bruv. So, yeah.
I won the Maximoff Scarlet Witch. That's what we call now.
Yes, sir. What's it? Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
Even. We're there.
But yeah, man. But Yamato, that character is great. Good. And she okay, I'm so sorry. I'm still confused in that situation. But
Don't worry, man.
I'll use Day for now because people are gonna get angry. But I'm genuinely confused. I'm not trying to offend anyone. But Day actually held up Kaido for a bit. I think people like not paying attention to that a lot. They're strong, man. They're a strong character, and I like it.
Yeah, Yamato, I like, as you said, them. They're cool. They are cool. Ice powers are nice, and I think the devil fruit is cool.
Yeah, not what I expected. I liked it.
And also, I liked the flashback with her too. I mean, people were saying she's a bit lackluster. I don't really get it. I like them, so yeah.
A good backstory because the motivation, we understand it. I just want more or them. Sorry, I want more of them. So that's Yamato.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Great
sir.
character.
Okay. Okay.
And Kaido, sorry, Kaido is that man. I don't understand, man. He's something different.
He's very complex, seemingly.
Complex is I want a flashback because the King flashback
is coming.
Like,
yes,
I wanted more.
Yes,
I wanted more of that. But I was like, because first of all, let's talk about the fights before we finish. I know we're extending a little bit, but Sanji versus Queen was just like, what? Sanji, I needed more from Queen. Like,
Queen was doing too much of talking.
Oh, like, okay, let's see what he did with George, and it's like, no, but she just talking, sneaked up on someone and then lost. It's like, okay, that was disappointing. And then King was a better fight. It was a bit rushed, I feel, a little bit. And the backstory, at least he had the backstory and was there. Like, okay, we understand the way he thinks to an extent. But it's like, okay, now it just made me more interested in Kaido. So I think he did his job, I guess. It's like, okay, I need a Kaido flashback now, properly, man, from the beginning. Because depending on the flashback, he might potentially be one of the more interesting villains in this. I mean, not Doflamingo, because Doflamingo is the GOAT, but interesting nonetheless.
Yeah, I agree. I think the issue with Sanji versus Queen is it didn't really feel as if he was struggling, Sanji, at all. I mean, it was really like, oh, am I really damaging him? But obviously it all accumulated. And then I guess the most threatening or the biggest moment where I was a bit afraid was when he tried to crush him, but then he got the skeleton, so that was alright. And then he did the German stuff, but that was just in the last chapter. And I think the dumbest thing he did is, and this is why I can't say this is the best Sanji fight, is how can you be fighting someone and you acknowledge that, oh, he's going so fast, he's invisible, but when the stamina runs out, I can get him. And then you see some girl who rejected you looking for her mouse, and you're like, oh yeah, let me go mess with her, even though I'm fighting another guy. So, I mean, yeah.
It's like, what? And Queen is supposed to be a smart character, like?
He's dumb, bruv. He's dumb. But the combo was sweet, I can't lie. The combo had me hyped. That was the Arlong Park throwback, Jabra throwback. I was tweaking. I was hyped to that.
I'm just looking hard now, This man has he just fixes his body back now. It's like, what? Okay, Sanji, I see you. Hopefully we focus on this and not the pervy stuff.
Yes, remove that.
So I was impressed with. That's why I feel like it was one of the better fights from him. I was like, okay, Sanji, I see you. But the thing is, it was just too easy.
Exactly.
It makes me feel Sanji could have taken up King and put up a good fight. Just, Queen was just disappointed. I'm sorry. I love that character, but as a fighter, Sanji pammed him easily. A second commander easily.
We needed another chapter, I think. I think after he did that last combo, if we did another chapter focusing on them,
like a final form from Queen or something.
Yeah, because you introduced all the German stuff, and I guess he was using it periodically throughout the fight, but we didn't really get to see it incorporated. And also he has the poisons as well. I guess he's all out poison, so I guess
I saw something on the timeline about like him, because he did the Oni stuff. Like
I saw that, the ice Oni for Queen.
I was like,
that would have been cool.
Cool. And actually like damage Sanji when oh my god, I can't fix it because of his poison or something. I can't fix my body. Something. He had a chance to do that, but he didn't. Then Zoro, I think Zoro's fight was. Someone pointed out that we forgot that Zoro's fight with King was going up for much longer.
Was it?
Because we cut away from it a lot of times, and we just came to the. I think that's fair, but why cut away from it so many times then? But yeah. I don't know but it made sense, but it's like, yeah, but...
They're the same length as Sanji's fight, though. They started fighting them at the same time.
Yeah, but they said, I don't know what they're trying to explain, but it made sense when I read it, but yeah, but...
No, you can send it to me after or something. Yeah.
But still, I think it was too quick, especially for King, because King is... I like his character, he's strong, and I know the meme that's going on, Minority Hunting Zoro. It's very funny.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Jokes, but smart people in this community, jokes are god tier.
Listen, Broco's a fiend, bro. He created that.
Effortlessly as well. His gun is on TikTok. It's
clear.
viral.
It's clear now.
It's funny, but I like it, and Zoro keeps come after us black folks. So stay safe out there, people. But it was a good fight. I just wish it was longer. And I didn't feel the same amount of disappointment I did for King as I did for Queen.
I agree.
So, which was weird. I don't know. Oda just did something better with King and Zoro fight.
I think it was the fact that you see his connection to Kaido, so you kind of understand why he's loyal, and it kind of, when you see him defeated, I felt something that I didn't feel when I saw King get blown off the island. When he's saying, "Oh yeah, I'm not gonna lose until you become or you do what you want to do. So just keep being the strongest." Oh damn! Like, this is a cool relationship. And then Kaido saves him as well, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna give you this name." You didn't see the relationship between Kaido and Queen get really fleshed out, or Kaido and Jack. We know there's a respect there, but we don't understand like what's the origin. I guess maybe in the flashback we'll get it, but I'm not really putting any guarantees or hopes that we'll see that because of the way Oda's been living.
Especially with Jack, but I get it from Jack and Kaido. But yeah, someone said Kaido was moving like a main character. It's like, you know what? Come with me, buddy.
Yes, sir.
And that it worked, man. I was like, okay, I feel full. I don't want King to lose, but again, he needs to lose. But yeah, it was good stuff, and I'm really interested in his race. I think that was another thing. His race, that aspect of mystery was like, yeah, I need more. Lunarians?
Yeah, Lunarians. I'm curious about that too. More questions.
I think it made a difference. But yeah, that's where we are up to the current chapter-ish, even though there have been so many breaks. But then the last chapter, do you read it? About
yeah.
I was confused. I was watching a lot of stuff and like, huh?
Who do you think it can be?
I don't know, man. I'm not sure. And what I'm even surprised at is because so many people mentioned it, like Mr. Ward, Bragg was like, oh, why the world government talking about the world government like a other person?
Yeah, maybe it's because it's before their time. I don't know.
But those might have not aged for ages. I thought they were like time because it's the same. No grey hairs, nothing. It's still the same. It's not anime, but still. But yeah, then Zunisha, I was like, huh? I was like, devil fruit? Is this Pluton? Is this? I was like, I was so many questions. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the next few chapters. But knowing Oda is gonna skip it and just hit us.
I hope not, but he will probably.
Where we don't expect it, 30 chapters later, it's like, and remember the elephant I was talking about before? Here it is. All this time it was Toko. It was what's her name? Was Oden's wife again?
Toki. That's what I think it is. I think it's her devil fruit because she's from the Void Century. That's 800 years ago. So I'm pretty sure these guys have. Actually, we don't know how old the Gorosei are, but I feel that devil fruit would have been lost to time in a way because of the way she was traveling through the future, so they wouldn't really know. They couldn't really keep track of where it's been. So, and since she sailed down in Wano, they wouldn't even know that it's still, I guess, there was still an active user until she died. And then she died only 20 years ago, so even if someone has eaten it, they wouldn't know that it's active. But the only thing is that they said awakened, so I don't know if it's an awakened devil fruit user, so that's what makes it a bit tricky. So it might not be Toki. I've seen people saying Luffy, but I hope it's not, because like, how many special things does he have to get, man?
Because it's getting way too scarily close to Naruto. Because it's starting to sound a little bit of the child of prophecy, and I don't like it.
Yeah, man got the legendary devil fruit, and then he got Roger's hat, and then he's the son of the world's most dangerous man.
And he has the voice of all things, and it's like,
it's alright, rest of the
Will of D is, he needs to be careful what the Will of D is, because it's a child of prophecy nonsense. I won't be mad, but I'm like, ugh, there's so much potential. But yeah. Anyway, I love chapters like that because it just makes us think more, watch more theory videos and stuff like that.
More to discuss.
Yeah. Engage the whole fan base. So it's good.
In healthy discussion.
Yeah. But it was good. I'm enjoying One Piece. A lot to talk about. Like we said, there's a lot of things like, Oda, come on, this is questionable, especially for some specific characters as well. But we love One Piece. We just want it to be the best it can, I guess.
Yes, high standards for high quality because we know man can do it. So yeah, and
His name is Reason. He just needs to show more Goda stuff.
facts. Actually, no, I don't know if I can co-sign Goda, but he's a good writer still. Well,
He's elite.
yeah, easily. So yeah, I think because we haven't talked about One Piece in a while, that's why I thought it's good to lay it out for once. Because I think when was the last time we really talked about One Piece? It was for that special thing for building up to 1,000, isn't it?
Yeah. That's the last one went in depth. We talk about it from here and there, but not into details like we did now. So
Yeah, so I mean, if you guys are interested in hearing our One Piece thoughts, just let us know, and then maybe we'll do this more periodically than at once every 2 years. But yes, this was episode 18 of the podcast, and then yeah, we'll be back once again next month, and then obviously there'll be things in between, so you'll be hearing us in one way or another. But yeah, I'll be signing out. Peace.
deuces.
Check it on, check it.